Hey everyone, and as you can guess from probably the title of the video, I'm going to basically talk about journaling and my sort of hobby, sort of like mental exercise that I do to unwind on certain days, because I'm not the type of person that does it every single day, but I will do it some days where I feel like it's a really good idea to get all my thoughts out on paper. So there are two main benefits of journaling that I personally like. One is to just mentally dump all of your thoughts, either positive ones or negative ones, mostly in the negative aspects, but I use it mostly just to remember my days. But it's a really good way to just sit back, reassess your day, and just think over, what have I done? What can I change for tomorrow? What are some things that I shouldn't do? Those kind of things, so that you're continually self-assessing yourself. Also, it's a good way to flex your mind, because I used to write fiction as a hobby in high school, and I sometimes kind of do little passages or create a character or a setting or a world in my journal. Not all the time, but it's a good way of just if you have an idea right there and then, just do it and just let it all out, and maybe it'll turn into something else. I'm slowly thinking about starting to write again, so that's a big plus. Now, the mediums you can take. In this day and age, you can pretty much do journaling on anything. It's really nice to have options in case you're not really a pencil paper person. I'm a pen paper person personally, but I also use different ways of journaling that feel natural to me, so that I still keep the habit up. At the same time, it's not like, ugh, I have to journal today or that kind of thing. First way that I do it is I personally use a notebook that I had extra when I was getting notebooks for school, and as you can see, it's kind of not full, but I started off doing every night, and then it slowly spaced into every other night, and then slowly spaced into every week. And I feel like every week at least one entry is good enough for me. Sometimes I'll do more than that, but I feel like if I don't force myself to do it daily and just do it when I actually feel like doing it, but at least in a reasonable amount of time between the entries, it's a habit that I'll keep doing without feeling pressured to do it. So it's a nice way of reinforcing it without being too heavy-handed or just diving right into the hobby. Another way you can journal is you can use apps. So the app that I really like is Journey, and I actually was looking for a travel diary to use on future trips that I would go to, and it'd be a way for me to track where I was, because it does location and all that kind of stuff. You can also record short 1 to 2 minutes, depending on the file size, videos, so you can kind of vlog with it too. And it even gives you inspirations to start you off writing if you don't know what to write. So it's a really good app. You can also back up your journal entries if you don't have that big of enough memory or space on your phone, to Google Drive. So that's really cool, and that's really, so far it hasn't given me any problems. And I actually started off with this app after the app that I used originally. I think it was called Memories. Just didn't mesh well with me anymore. So that was a great segue for using a different app that worked basically the same but had better functions and better UI. Another way you can also do it is blogging. Now, this may work with some people, may not work with some people. I do have a blog. I don't usually post on it all the time, but when I do, I try my best to formulate my ideas into a coherent piece, so that one, people can read it, and two, I can look back and see how I've grown as a writer in general. It's nice when someone leaves a comment or whatnot, but I'm not using my blog primarily for that. I'm using it as a way or a thing to look back onto, just like how I use my regular journal. And last but not least, you can also vlog, which is video blogging. This is a way that's pretty natural for some people. Well, most people nowadays. You just get your cell phone, you just basically just hold it up, not vertically, hold it up and just vlog, and you can get out what you want to say. You can like act it out if you can't really like describe it. You can do some type of skit or whatnot, like make it your own thing. And it's not limiting you to just using words. It's letting you use other ways to describe how you feel, and it doesn't even have to be that long, because sometimes I'll look at my journal entries and it's like, why is it so short? Didn't I have a lot to say? But like, you can do 1 minute of talking about one thing. You can talk about all different things. You can ramble like how I always do every other video. You have a lot of flexibility with vlogs, I feel. So just make it you and make it something that you want to see, and then you can just put it on YouTube, put it on private, unlisted, public if you care, and just let it be there for you to look back on and see how you've grown as a person, grown in general, or just like basically changed your thinking and your thoughts. So my question to you is, do you journal? If you don't, why don't you? I think it's a really cool way of looking back on how you were as a person. Even though I haven't been journaling for that long, I can see how I was going through those ups and downs when it came to certain times in the semester. Ooh, the semester. But yeah, it's a really, I wouldn't say hobby, but a really good way to practice mindfulness with your mental health, which is really important for people nowadays, since stress can pretty much come from anywhere and it's pretty much a constant stimulus for some people, and you just need some quiet time to just like just empty all of the stuff in your brain and just like have it somewhere you can look back and see, oh, okay, I don't have to really remember this anymore. I can focus on other things that are important. So yeah, anyway, like this video if you like it. Hopefully I'll make more of these videos on time, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.